Hi everyone, welcome back to our channel, English Rise. This channel exists for people who want more than inspiration, people who want clarity, consistency, and real change. If you want to improve your English while developing discipline, focus, and mental strength, consider subscribing. Today's topic is uncomfortable because it destroys one of the most popular lies of modern life, the lie that motivation is enough. It is not. Part 1. Why motivation feels powerful but fails quietly. Motivation feels strong. It creates excitement, energy, hope. In moments of motivation, people believe change is easy. They imagine a better version of themselves, a stronger body, a sharper mind, a different life. But motivation is emotional, and emotions are unstable. They rise quickly and disappear just as fast. This is why motivation feels powerful but fails silently. People start with intensity and stop with confusion. They believe something is wrong with them, but nothing is wrong. They relied on the wrong tool. Part 2. The emotional nature of motivation. Motivation depends on mood. When you feel inspired, action feels natural. When you feel tired, stressed, or bored, motivation disappears. Life does not respect motivation. Life creates pressure, fatigue, uncertainty. Those conditions destroy motivation. This is why people who rely on motivation are inconsistent. They move only when they feel good, but growth does not wait for good feelings. Part 3. Why people confuse wanting with doing. Most people want change. Very few people do the work. Wanting feels productive. It creates the illusion of movement. But desire without action changes nothing. People confuse intention with commitment. Discipline is commitment. Motivation is emotion. One builds results. The other builds dreams. Part 4. Discipline, the skill most people never develop. Discipline is not talent. It is not personality. It is a skill that must be trained. Most people never train it because discipline feels uncomfortable. It requires effort without reward, at least at first, so people avoid it. And without discipline, potential remains theoretical. Part 5. Why discipline feels hard at the beginning. Discipline feels hard because the brain resists effort. The brain wants efficiency. Familiar patterns require less energy. Discipline creates friction. Friction feels wrong, but friction is necessary. Just like muscles grow through resistance, discipline grows through effort. Part 6. The difference between discipline and force. Discipline is not aggression. It is alignment. Force says, I must do this or else. Discipline says, I do this because it matters. Force burns people out. Discipline builds structure. Those who confuse discipline with punishment eventually quit. Those who understand discipline as self-respect endure. Part 7. Discipline as a form of self-respect. Each disciplined action sends a message to the mind. I can be trusted. I keep my word. I do what I say I will do. Over time, this builds self-trust. People without discipline doubt themselves. People with discipline believe themselves. Confidence is built through evidence. Discipline creates that evidence. Part 8. Why motivation creates dependence. When you rely on motivation, you wait. You wait to feel ready. You wait to feel inspired. You wait to feel confident. This creates dependence on emotion. Emotion becomes the leader. Discipline removes dependence. It creates action regardless of feeling. Freedom is built on consistency, not excitement. Part 9. The illusion of I'll start tomorrow. Tomorrow is emotional protection. It delays discomfort. People say tomorrow to avoid acting today. Tomorrow feels safe. but tomorrow rarely comes. Discipline lives in today, not when conditions are perfect, not when emotions agree. Now, Part 10. Discipline and identity change. Discipline does more than produce results. It changes identity. You stop seeing yourself as someone who tries. You become someone who does. Identity follows repeated action, not intention. This is why discipline transforms people deeply. Part 11. Why most people quit before discipline forms. Discipline takes time. At first, there is no reward, no visible progress, no recognition. Many people quit here, not because discipline doesn't work, but because it hasn't paid yet. Discipline pays later. Most people quit early. Part 12. The role of pain in building discipline. Discipline includes pain, not injury, not harm, but discomfort. Waking up early, doing difficult work, resisting easy pleasure. This pain strengthens identity. Avoiding pain weakens it. If this feels challenging, that is intentional. Because discipline is not comfortable, but comfort never built anything meaningful. Part 13. Discipline against comfort, the daily battle. Every day there is a quiet battle, not between good and evil, but between comfort and discipline. Comfort whispers softly. It says, rest a little more. You deserve a break. It won't matter if you skip today. Comfort is persuasive because it feels kind. Discipline does not whisper. It does not argue emotionally. Discipline is calm. It simply shows up. Most people lose this battle not because they are weak, but because comfort never looks dangerous. But comfort is patient. It steals progress slowly. Part 14. Why comfort always feels logical. Comfort rarely says, give up. It says, be reasonable. It uses logic to justify avoidance. You worked hard already. Others are not doing more than you. Life is about balance. These arguments sound intelligent, but they hide a deeper truth. Growth requires imbalance. Discipline means choosing effort even when comfort has good excuses. Part 15. Routine. The invisible structure of discipline. Discipline cannot rely on willpower alone. Willpower is limited. Routine removes decision-making. When actions are automatic, emotion loses power. People who are disciplined do not decide every day. They follow structure. Routine protects discipline from mood. Part 16. Why small disciplined actions matter more than big ones. Many people wait for big changes, but discipline grows through small actions. Small actions feel insignificant, but they compound. Missing one day seems harmless, but repetition creates identity. Small disciplined acts shape long-term behavior. Part 17. Discipline and delayed gratification. Discipline means waiting. Waiting for results. Waiting for progress. Waiting for rewards. Modern life trains impatience. Everything is instant. Discipline resists this. It chooses future strength over present pleasure. This choice separates those who grow from those who stagnate. Part 18. Why discipline feels lonely. Discipline often isolates. Not because people reject you, but because your choices change. You wake earlier. You say no more often. You prioritize differently. This creates distance. Many people abandon discipline to avoid loneliness. But loneliness is temporary. Regret is permanent. Part 19. Failure, setbacks, and the disciplined response. Failure does not destroy discipline. Reaction does. Undisciplined people quit after failure. Disciplined people adjust. They analyze. They refine. They continue. Discipline is not perfection. It is persistence. Part 20. Discipline and emotional maturity. Discipline requires emotional maturity. It means acting without emotional permission. Children act when they feel like it. Adults act because it matters. Discipline is a sign of adulthood, not age. Responsibility. Part 21. Why most people misunderstand consistency. Consistency is not intensity. It is repetition. People burn out trying to be intense. Discipline chooses sustainability, small effort, every day. This is how habits form. This is how identities change. Part 22. Discipline is freedom, not control. Many people think discipline removes freedom. The opposite is true. Discipline removes chaos. Chaos creates limitation. Discipline creates options, health, skill, confidence. Freedom is built, not felt. Part 23. The internal dialogue of disciplined people. Disciplined people do not feel superior. They feel responsible. Their internal dialogue is simple. This matters. So, I will do it. No drama, no negotiation. Clarity replaces emotion. Part 24. Why discipline must exist before confidence. People wait to feel confident, but confidence is a result. Discipline creates evidence. Evidence creates belief. Belief creates confidence. Waiting for confidence keeps people stuck. Part 25. Discipline and self-trust. Each disciplined action builds trust with yourself. Broken promises weaken self-trust. Kept promises strengthen it. Most people struggle not because they lack ability, but because they no longer trust themselves. Discipline repairs this. Part 26. Environment and discipline. Discipline is easier in supportive environments. But true discipline survives even in resistance. You cannot always control environment, but you can control response. Discipline adapts. Part 27. Discipline during low-energy periods. Life is not stable. There are low-energy seasons. Discipline does not disappear then. It adjusts. Lower intensity, same consistency. Stopping completely breaks momentum. Discipline respects reality without surrendering. Part 28. Why most people break discipline. Most people do not fail once. They fail repeatedly by abandoning structure. One break becomes two. Two becomes habit. Discipline requires quick recovery, not perfection. Part 29. Discipline and long-term identity. Over time, discipline reshapes identity. You stop saying, "I'm trying." You start saying, "This is who I am." This identity is stable. It does not depend on mood. Part 30. The moment discipline becomes natural. At some point, discipline feels normal. Effort feels familiar. Comfort loses power. This moment is quiet. But life changes. Part 31. Why discipline is rare but available to all. Discipline is rare not because it is difficult, but because it is uncomfortable. Anyone can develop it. Few choose to. Part 32. Discipline as a daily decision. Discipline is not one decision. It is many small ones. Every day. No shortcuts, no exceptions. Final reflection. Why motivation will never be enough. Motivation inspires. Discipline transforms. Motivation starts journeys. Discipline finishes them. If this video challenged you, that is intentional. This channel exists to replace comfort with clarity. If you want to continue developing discipline, focus, and inner strength, consider subscribing to English Rise. Remember, motivation fades, discipline remains, and discipline is what changes lives.